Hello and welcome to your Living A Course in Miracles call. My name is Jared Krebs and I am coming at you live from San Antonio, Texas. Today is Friday, September 21st. I am super excited about today's call because the content was on point. Shout out to Christian Stanberry for selecting these videos. I liked also how they are short videos and they were very, very impactful, full of great information. So I'm excited to talk about them. But before we do, let's have the people on the call go ahead and tell us your name, where you're calling in from, and why you're excited about today's call.
Hi, we'll go ahead and introduce myself. I am Angela Irving in Austin, Texas, and I'm on time. Number one, I'm in my living room, which, showing that I can call from not my car. And I'm unabashedly drinking a beer while we have this conversation. Yeah, and I'm excited for us to just talk about all the cool stuff that makes life happier.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you, Angela Irving.
Well, thank you, sir.
I'm eating a taco while we call, so I'm right there with you. Awesome. Well, welcome to the call. It's great to see you from a house and not a parking lot. So it must be a great week.
Yeah. Got
Awesome.
home earlier.
Yay. All right. Who wants to go next?
Hi, this is Linda Pettigrew, calling from Lancaster, California, and I'm so glad to join A Course in Miracles audio book club because it really helped me. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Linda. Good to see you. Nathan Lively.
What up? It's Nathan Lively in Lancaster, California. Just kidding. I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm glad to be here. Excited to talk about these videos.
I thought you became Linda's neighbor or something.
I did for 0.3 seconds.
Wow. Awesome. Well, great to see your name on the screen, Nathan.
Look at it.
Your lovely name. Your smiling name. So awesome. Well, let's do this. So the first video that Christian talked about, or that Christian posted, was about like emotions. I forget the name of it. Emotions and feelings. And I really, really loved how he's basically talking about like not to trust my feelings because this body sensory thing called Jared is actually blind. Like there's nothing more blinding than perception from the eyes and the bodily senses. There's nothing more blinding than that. And that the only feeling that I can actually trust isn't of the ego is that feeling of all-inclusive love. And that's pretty cool. I mean, I think in part just I'm starting to realize what this like ego body called Jared really is, and it's a projection of fear and projection of guilt from the mind. And that's what this little body I think I am that I'm not is. And every time I've been feeling fear lately, I kind of say, oh, that's just my fear of death. That's just my fear of God. That's just like I'm not so afraid of it maybe. Like I know what maybe the playing field is a little bit better. Hi, Christian. So yeah. I think I hear some background noise. I'm gonna mute you, Linda.
What are you doing, man?
Hey, Christian.
Hey,
everybody. Good to see you guys.
You too, my bro.
Hey, look, Christian, I'm not in my car.
Nice. And I'm in a secret alien base 500 meters underground.
Cool. Bro, your videos rocked, man. You brought it with these videos, bro.
But the thing is that I wish I watched them all. I only watched the first one last night. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I was in the middle of sharing what I got from the first video, which was just that my emotions are like, it reminds me of a business term that's they say facts don't lie, but feelings often do. And it's kind of like trying to teach us in business that, if you feel discouraged or if you feel like whatever, don't quit. It's kind of like the idea behind that statement. But when you apply it to Course in Miracles, it's kind of similar, right? Like facts don't lie, but feelings often do. The fact is we're not bodies. The fact is the mind is projecting all this. The fact is God gave us love. That, like the facts. The feelings are this projection of the illusory ego that we think we are. The feelings are the fear. The feelings are whatever. And so I've been lately just like catching the fear thoughts. I noticed that the fear stuff comes to me when I'm going to sleep. Like I start fearing about usually poverty, fear of poverty. It's just so funny because we continue to do well in business, but it doesn't change my fear of poverty. But I just catch it and I'm like, oh, that's my fear of poverty, which is just a reflection of the unconscious belief in the fear of God. It's just the fear of God. And I'm this little ball of guilt called Jared. Right? I'm not a body. I've been sleeping better, I think, because I kind of like know a little bit more about like maybe the playing field that we're on. And I've had less fear of poverty and just less fear in general. And I've also noticed that it's not so bad when I appear to be awake in the dream, like right now, but when I go to sleep, that's when I start to worry or whatever. So anyway, those are just all of my little, I guess that's more forgiveness in the field sharing. But I also did not listen to the last two videos.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been busy, guys. I had that nonprofit event. I don't know if y'all saw. We had a freaking badass event to help pets. And I mean, it was like the most coolest fashion show ever. You can imagine these runway models with little cute puppies.
Yeah, I watched part of it. That was awesome.
Dude. It was ridiculous. And then the people were there and the city and I know this is off topic, but like it was awesome. So
I don't really think it's that off topic, because it's about being kind and caring about other people and other animals that need help. It was all about adopting animals, and your video even inspired my girlfriend to like look into adopting a pet too. So
oh, shit.
Aww.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for telling me that. That's awesome. And Crystal will love to know that too. So I don't know, maybe we watch these videos again. I don't know. You guys have already watched them, so I don't want to like screw it up for y'all.
I watched all three of them and took very extensive notes.
Oh, okay, then we want to hear from you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, and look at you. You don't even have to use your phone for notes. Like, wow.
What do you mean? I am using my phone for notes.
Well, I guess you don't have your phone as the camera and the notes, so you can actually.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like using my computer and then I'm going to use my phone for notes. So I came prepared.
Next level.
Good.
All right. Rock it, Angela.
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Let's go.
All right. Here we go. Okay. So the video about emotions and feelings, love and fear. God gave us love and the ego gave us fear. These aren't emotions that we normally, these aren't the emotions, wait, hold on. These aren't emotions that we normally think of that, hold on, that doesn't make any sense. Basically, these are not actually emotions. We say that they're emotions, they're really thoughts in the mind. Emotions are usually connected to the body, as I'm saying. The way that we think of them, yeah, it's part of the body, the way the body feels, me as a person. Like, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm happy, but the whole like love or fear are kind of like opposite thoughts. But it came to rise whenever they were talking about emotions, so it just kind of fit in the culture at the time. Let's see. It's appropriate to say, don't trust your feelings / perceptions, because they're part of a delusional system bringing in false information. They bring in information that says, there's a world out here. The only feeling we should trust is a deep joy and peace that doesn't change because of anything going on around us, which goes hand in hand with the love that we are feeling for everyone without exception. But the only reason we should trust it is because it doesn't exclude anyone. Those are the feelings we should trust, because those are the feelings that will lead us home. So that's what I got out of the first video.
Mind blown. Wasn't that a mind blower? Ken Wapnick said, you're not here. The world's not here. You can't trust your senses. He just didn't say it like that.
Right. Yes. That's
that was
the
good.
Current version, current paraphrasing. So let's see, the next one, the light to which we bring the darkness. There's a lot in the Course that describes the darkness, the ego, which we've chosen as our identity, so we can understand it. But it's also important to understand the light to which we bring our darkness. Our love awaits us as we go to him. Oh, that's right. This is a quote that he said that I thought was really great from the Course. Our love awaits us as we go to him. He fails at nothing. He is the end we seek, and he is the means by which we come to him. This is the source of a right-minded identity. I thought that was neat. We forget that while we're walking through the withering trees of the ego, love goes with us. It's important to remember that looking at the darkness with Jesus at our side is the means to the end. The light at the end of the tunnel is what helps us get through the tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah. And the last one is above the battleground. It's funny how sometimes I notice listening to videos, my mind just kind of goes, does not compute. And I'm like, oh, ego, you're so funny. You're like trying to like not let me understand what's happening. I'm going to listen to you 3 times this video so that I understand it. Even though it's like not hard to understand it, it's just kind of like, ooh. Okay, above the battleground, ground. Be above the level of the body and the ego, to be back in our decision-making mind. Oh, that's basically what he means by being above the battleground. To be above the level of the body and the ego, to be back in our decision-making mind, we become the observers. The heart of forgiveness is looking. Oh, right, to like look at what's happening. Sounds like mindfulness. What the miracle is, the miracle looks on the devastation and reminds the decision-making mind that what it sees is false. The pathway of the miracle is, it takes us from the battleground back to the decision-making mind, letting us look again at what we've chosen, because we've forgotten what we've chosen, which is the ego. What we see echoes what we have chosen. Yeah. When we are in our right mind, we can still look at the devastation, and even though our eyes see devastation, our mind will see the calls for love. So it won't like look physically the same, but I've definitely seen the switch in people of being like, oh my gosh, that person's so whatever, and then that's the devastation. But then if I'm in my right-mindedness, I can say that's clearly a call for love. So
yes.
Yeah. I thought it was more, but that's what I had.
Was that the third video?
Yeah, the third video is above the battleground.
The call for love thing, that is definitely above the battleground. When you can look at someone and instead of getting pissed off because, you know, whatever they did makes you mad, you say, oh, they just want love.
Mm-hmm. It's like they just don't know how to be happy, and they just want, they need completeness. They need to be whole, and they don't really know how to go about that. And it's just they miss the mark.
Yeah. Yeah, that's next level. That's Mother Teresa. That's Mother Teresa style.
I'm trying.
Well, thank you, Angela. Thank you for taking great notes and like rocking your studies and being awesome on this call.
Well, thank you.
Awesome. All right. Who's next? What were your highlights from these 3 videos or 1 video, whatever you watched?
I think Linda's raising her hand.
Okay, I'm going to unmute you, Linda. You're unmuted,
Oh,
Linda.
okay. I'm slow with this thing.
You're there. You're unmuted.
Okay, video one. Our emotions are the body as they are as one, anyway, depending, but we can't connect to the God of our understanding, using his light divine to really get into that light and use that light of God to make better decisions into everything we're doing, from housework or driving, anything. So we have to make better decisions using the Course in Miracles. Video two, when we're knowing light from darkness, that's kind of like on the basis of knowing right from wrong, that we're knowing that since we were kids. And what we can do is just tap into the light of that God that we have within us to keep that as oneness, so that way we know what is light and what is dark. And it looks like from our experiences that 99% of the time we would keep with the lightness, unless you need the darkness for anything, which technically is not a good idea, but lightness has always had the better outcome. Wait a minute. Okay. Video three. The battleground can be anywhere. It can be at home, at work, just anywhere. Or in your laundry room. We just have to keep our chin up with God, so to speak. That's what we have to do. Knowing how to use his light for a much better life for ourselves first, and then for everybody else. I mean, the first thing we have to do, especially in the morning, we have to take care of ourselves, and then take care of the other person. And when we do, we can balance our emotions with the light of God, knowing how to use this light for our darkness that can help get us out of our darkness. And when we go out there on the battleground, we can take a stand for the better, to stick up for ourselves or maybe anybody else. So that way we use the light of God to have a better life and keep it fair between all of us.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Hey, Linda, I love how you take notes and then you post your notes before the call. I was literally following along with your notes. As you were reading them, I was like following along what you were reading, and I was just like, "You rock, Linda. Thank you for not only watching the videos, but then typing them out ahead of time, so you're so prepared." Anyway. That's great. I like what you said about keeping your chin up with God. I like that's good. How do you say, alliteration or good wording, whatever. I like that.
It's a nice little phrase.
Yes.
Like a memorable phrase.
Keep our chin up with God.
Hey.
Awesome.
Oh, and by the way, here's Lucy.
Lucy, where's Lucy?
She's on the floor. I don't think you can see her. Yeah, there's baby. Hey, Bunny. Say hello to your aunts and uncles, huh?
She's sleepy.
Yeah, she's sleeping.
Oh.
She looks like an armadillo.
Yeah, my furry baby is sleeping. Right, Lucy, huh?
She's just parked there in the middle of the floor. She's just right there.
And she says hello to all of you.
Oh,
Lucy,
tell her hi. Tell her we love her.
Hey, you're waking up, huh, Bunny?
Love it. Thank you, Linda.
Yeah, thanks, Linda. I liked your notes a lot too. That was helpful. So I have a couple, mostly stuff that Angela said already, but from the emotions video. Don't trust your feelings. Feelings bring you information that there's a world out there. But what you can trust is any information that says it's all inclusive. If it says it's all inclusive, then we can trust it. I don't know when that ever happens, though. From the video about light, love goes with us, looking at the darkness with the love of Jesus, and the light at the end of the tunnel enables us to get to the end of the tunnel. I know Angela already said that, but I like that one too.
Love
The
it.
battleground. The miracle looks on devastation and reminds the mind that what it sees is false. That's what I got.
Yay!
Thanks, bro. Yeah, if I was gonna say my highlights, I would say like for emotions and feelings, I do remember him kind of saying like that, yeah, like don't trust your feelings. And in one video, I remember someone asked about feelings. He's like, Ken's like, yeah, but the course doesn't really deal with feelings, you know. But there is a section called the two emotions. So yeah, the course basically, instead of like feelings or emotions, it's like the two thoughts, like love or fear, like you were saying, Angela. And but I think that feelings can also be useful, I think he said, because it can be like just kind of show you where you're at. But again, like just to remind yourself that there's only two basic like emotions or thoughts. You know? So if I'm feeling down or depressed, you know, I can use that forgiveness thought process at the end of chapter 5, you know, like I must have decided wrongly because I'm not at peace, you know, and so on and so forth. So the second video is called what's it called again? Not Above the Battleground. That's the third one.
Bringing the darkness to the light.
Yes, and so I think like I have always found that concept to be kind of difficult to grasp and understand. And I have like one of Ken's workshops called Bringing Darkness to Light that has a lot of Christmas themes. And I found it very threatening to my ego. I think he even says at the beginning, like, I'll try to be nice today, you know, because it's a really pretty hardcore workshop. Yeah. And I've struggled to get through that one many times, but I'm kind of starting to understand what Bringing Darkness to Light means. And it's kind of like looking from above the battleground at your ego and not judging yourself is one way of looking at it. And so the other day, this is really interesting. This was like the night before, the night before I saw Gary and Cindy's show. Like I went to see one of Gary and Cindy's seminars for y'all that don't know out there. And the night before, and it's called Above the Battleground. That was the title of the workshop. And that's part of the reason why I chose that, muscle emojis. And so the night before I was bringing darkness to light, I was kind of just laying in bed, you know, with my thoughts, and just sitting there, like looking at my thoughts. And I was looking at some ugliness in my ego. Like, I don't remember even what it was, but I was just looking at some kind of darkness in me. But I was definitely holding Jesus' hand because I wasn't really judging it. I was just looking at it and just observing it to let it be absolved. And after it was absolved, when I was looking at this really hideous like thought, right after it was absolved with Jesus holding his hand, I just saw this huge, like bright flash of like a circular light, like in my vision while I was like laying there in bed with my eyes closed. And that was just an indication of like, I was bringing the darkness to the light. That's all it was. It was just a little encouragement, that light at the end of the tunnel that's bringing me to the end. It was just a little, yeah, like I was just observing it, letting it be dispelled, and then boom, this big, like nice glowing light for a second. And I was like, okay, cool. I guess that's kind of what it is. But it's still a lot of practice. It's still, you know. But yeah, and then Above the Battleground, I can share that with my Forgiveness in the Field. I think I'm the last one to go now, right? So I can jump into Forgiveness in the Field and tie it into Above the Battleground.
Yes,
right.
and we want to hear about the Gary Renard, Cindy Renard event, brah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really awesome. Like being in like a lot of people like, oh, you know, Cindy and Gary, they kind of say the same thing all the time. But no, it was really amazing to be there in person and to meet them. And Cindy does a lot of song, and it almost feels like she's just like sort of like cradling us with her lovely, godly love. While she sings to us, and I love her CD called Awakening to Love, and I highly recommend it. And she sang some songs from that, so which is actually one of my favorite CDs to listen to right now. Like, so it was almost, to me, it was like a double whammy. It's like seeing like someone who I actually consider to be a great artist, you know, singing live. So it was like, it was cool in that sense too, you know. And yeah. So got my couple books signed, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, above the battleground, like I shared this at the conference, and so it's like my forgiveness in the field too, but it was a couple weeks ago, and basically got in this massive argument with my girlfriend and my mom, and they've never argued. Like, they've known each other for 12 years, they never argued. And like, so we get in this huge argument, and I'm kind of like, so while I'm seeing them first, like, I noticed some conflict like within them, but I reminded myself, like, I could hear sort of like my thought was like, yeah, but recall the projection, like the guilt or fear that I'm seeing in them is really in me. So there was a couple like times where I heard that thought. Then I'm just like, but I looked at it, but I still couldn't really control myself, and I started like yelling, and it was a vicious argument with all of us, and I was gonna leave, and even, you know, that thought that made this world even came, it's all your fault, even came out. And you know,
Wow.
and I'm like observing this behavior, but there was like nothing I could really do about it yet. Like, I was just like, you know. And I'm packing all my things, ready to move out. You know, after 30 years, I'm about to leave the crib finally. And so I'm packing all my stuff, like, but I don't know what to pack. You know, I'm like, oh, I need all these Ken CDs, and then, oh, I need my 3 Course of Miracles copies. Oh no, and then I need like, oh no, I need this. I don't even know what I'm doing. You know, and and then my girlfriend walks in the room, and she's almost like, do you really mean that? Like, do you actually, like, is it really worth it, kind of thing? And this is where I think about the battleground or the holy instinct comes in. It's like, so one guy asked Ken one time, like, I don't know where the switch is, like the decision maker, like, where's the switch to choose the Holy Spirit? You know, where is that? Where is it? I don't get it. Well, it's outside of time and space, right? And like so it's like, it's not a where question, you know, it's in your mind. Your mind is everywhere, kind of thing. And I was just like, and when the girlfriend asked, like, is that really worth it? And I was kind of like, well, no, like, we don't really mean that stuff. Like, we're just fighting, and we're just mad and just saying things. It's not really true, you know. And then when my mom comes in the house, I thought she could hear us talking, and she's like, you're really happy about all this, aren't you? You know, and I'm like, she's like, you're so happy, buddy. And I'm like, no. I'm like, of course I'm not. You know, like, I love you both so much. Like, it sucks. And then she just like gives me a hug, and all 3 of us hugged in a circle with love, realizing how much we really love each other. And then get this, I was about to throw heaven away, you know, but we were laughing hysterically for like 20 minutes or something. We were just like laughing hysterically about the silliness of all of it. And then we realized how much we really do all love each other, you know. And so it was really interesting and cool. There was a reason for it, that's for sure.
Wow. That's great stuff, man. Thank you for sharing, like, so with such transparency.
Yeah, like, it was kind of like, of course it's an embarrassing story, but it's not, because I think it helps to clarify where the decision maker is, and that it's like, we always do have another choice. And then also, the one thing I also wanted to add is like, is that like Gary and Ken will like kind of like compare practicing forgiveness to like playing a piano. And when I was at the workshop, Gary's like, you know, when you're starting to play, you miss the keys, you don't know where the keys are, and you don't know where the pedal is, and like, you know. And so when I was observing myself but not able to stop myself, I think I just didn't know where the keys were. So I just need to practice more. And then like the next day I got in a small argument, but I hit a key for a second. Like, I was able to shut myself up and you know, stop thinking with the ego for a second. But I only hit one key, you know. It didn't really work after that. But then lately, like even today, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed in a sense. But I'm hitting way more keys. I'm stopping myself. I'm not getting mad. I'm not falling for it as much, you know. So I'm starting to be able to play. And so yeah, it just takes practice. But we stop ourselves, stop thinking with the ego, recall the projection, the 3 steps in forgiveness. Remember that the guilt you see in them is not really in them, it's in you. I am making them act out for me. and so the projection makes perception. I think it's like, it all happens at once. Like, yeah, we're not responsible for what another person does, only how we react. But I think at the same time, ultimately we kind of are, because like there's only one of us here. And it's like, so I remember that anyways, like I'm responsible, not them. And then I forgive my projected images of myself for dreaming them and just trust the Holy Spirit and stuff. So that's
Love it, bro. Big success. Huge success, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Triple emoji, muscle emojis, bro.
Thanks.
Wow, that's great. And then you got to see Gary and Cindy and like spend the day. I love that picture with you and them. You're all like happy. You could just see, like the joy.
So happy.
You could just see the joy in your smile, and I loved it, man. It was like so cool. And Sheila was there, and she had a picture too, and like it was cool, man.
Yeah, so much fun. Highly recommend it. Seeing them in person is totally worth it.
Hell yeah. And the fact that you caught yourself from like the rage at the argument, and you kind of almost shut it down quick. Like it wasn't like you needed a lot of time to get over it. It was like you got over it like
all got over it fast, which was really weird. Like there was still a little bit of remnants the next day in it, but no, it was a really quick sort of like change.
Yeah, and that type of thing sometimes takes people weeks to get over, or years in some cases if they don't have any awareness. Like, but like the fact that it's like happening faster, like that's a big.
It was so quickly that it was weird. Like,
yeah, you're like, whoa. Yeah.
We're like, I thought I was like about to plan your murder and shit. Like,
right?
Like we.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna share my forgiveness in the field. I had two little situations. One was on Tuesday night at salsa dance. So at salsa dance that night, there were not many people, not many girls to dance with. So this one guy kept hogging this one girl. Like you're supposed to stop. Like when you dance, then you're supposed to separate and you go find someone else to dance with. But this guy kept, like they'd finish a dance and then he'd ask her to dance another song. And then they finished the dance and he wouldn't let this girl go, And I like, at first I was like mad at the guy because he was like, he wasn't doing dance or etiquette. And so I actually, after about 3 songs where he wouldn't let this girl go, I went up to the girl and him and I said, hey, let's dance. And I kind of pulled her away because I think she was too nice to like say no. So I got her away from him and I danced with her. And then I let her go. I didn't keep her for multiple songs. But the whole issue, it's not about that. It was about me like thinking, and my win is that I thought, he just wants love. He just wants to have a good time. Like I wasn't like, I could have been like, the ego response would have been like really held a grudge against him, but I have my Course in Miracles thought system going. So I was like thinking about how he wants love too, and it's okay. But I did still take her away, like I didn't let him keep doing that shit. So maybe that's kind of a good example of not being a doormat, not just letting somebody do something and then trying to be, nice because I don't want to be confrontational or whatever. So that was a good experience. And then he actually eventually kind of backed off and let the girl just kind of dance with a lot of other people. And the night was fine, but I was proud of myself that I wasn't like, you stupid, blah, blah, blah in my mind, Okay. So that's that one. Second one, this last Wednesday, me and Crystal went to meet somebody in our USANA team who's like brand new people that are buying lots of products and new friends. And they happen to own a salon on the Riverwalk. So we're at the Grand Hyatt the Hyatt Regency, and we're going down the elevator and we can't find them. And I get in the elevator and Crystal doesn't. And then the door closes and I'm like, come on, baby. And then she just like, she left me in the elevator. Like she didn't go in. And then the elevator goes up. So I'm going the wrong way. We're supposed to go down. And Crystal didn't go in with me. And I was all this rage. Like I was so mad. Like I went from 0 to 60. Like I'm headed up this elevator. Crystal's still down on the bottom floor. And I'm like, inside, I was so mad at her. Like, come on, just walk through the door. It doesn't matter. It's not going to close on you. It's going to open up when you walk through. I was just so, but I guess I had like enough time to gain my composure. Like as I went up the elevator, and then I got to the like top of the whole hotel. Then I had to come back down to like get back where Crystal was. I think I was mad most of the whole minute or two. Like, but the rage, and I'm like, what is this rage inside of me? Like, babe, did you know that I was that mad? She knew I was annoyed, but I was really mad. And I was about to see people too. Like, you can't just, oh, I'm so happy. Hi, how are you? Like, I had to like really, anyway, so I kind of, I guess I somehow must have noticed it, because I was able to forgive it and like say, okay, this is my rage. I'm the one that's deciding to be upset. That's how it always works. It's not her that caused it. It's me that decided to be that way. I was just looking for something to set me off, right? So I got my composure, and we went, and I found Crystal. We went downstairs. We had a great meeting with our new clients, and it worked out. But it was like really interesting to see that rage. You know, what the hell? So that's what I got. Who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
Okay, so I have two of them. I have two of them as well. So just before this, I was driving back from teaching, and I was listening to a debate on the radio between Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz. They're running for, Senator Texas. And as you might guess, I am in favor of one of them and not another. And I won't say who, I'll let you figure that out. And wow, I had a very difficult time. Like, I was thinking, I was getting tense. I was just getting tense I'm not a huge fan of debates, but I kind of wanted to just be aware of what was going on. And I could definitely, I just remember the part in, Disappearance of the Universe, where they say like politics is set up to polarize you. One side you're going to like, another side you're not going to like. And it's just kind of like the ego's trick of really like getting you mad and pissed off at that one guy, and like not, and you're like, yeah, you man, you're where it's at. And I don't know, I could probably go on about it, but it was really difficult for me not to get wrapped up in it and not just like be judging and blaming and I could see, I don't know. It was, it's so fresh. One of the reasons that I'm unabashedly drinking a beer, because I really worked up about it. So I just recognize it as a place where I have work to do. My other one is I have a professional relationship, and I won't go into details since, this is public and it's, out there and stuff, that we have multiple facets to our relationship, but our primary relationship, I would say, is like professional, kind of like we're colleagues. And it's really easy for me to get upset at him. And we've been working together for a really long time, and we're also really good friends. So I am now to the point where when I feel attacked, I can see that that's not his intention, that it's my way of spinning the information. And I can see it from both like Landmark Think and from Course in Miracles Think. And I'm now able to sort of like talk through what I'm thinking instead of just like shutting down and not saying anything and kind of like just putting a wall through there. Yeah. I've been watching it get incrementally better and better and better over the years. And I'm very happy about that because I do value this relationship and want it to continue to become even better. And so now I'm just kind of like, okay, I have a lot of feelings about what just happened, and I'm thinking this, and I'm thinking this, and I'm thinking this, and I know that that's not what you meant, but that's what I'm feeling. And like, I get really heated, but then at the end of the day, I'm just like, I know you're not, that's not what your intention is. I know that's not what your intention is. I know your intention is this. I know your intention is this. And it gets diffused, even if I'm still like, like worked up about it, but it diffuses faster. So yay. Those are my
Angela.
Thank you.
Double emoji. Double. That's awesome. Great work. I just kept thinking while you were saying that, like your EQ is going up, your emotional intelligence, like that's really the value. It's not about IQ. Everyone can be smart, but it's about EQ.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
There is a book called Emotional Intelligence.
Yeah, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what this game's about.
Yeah.
Wow, we're all gonna turn into Jared. Hey guys, so I'll say stuff. So my forgiveness in the field connected to my wife this week, and it was one of those things where it was felt minor, but then it's obviously you're never upset for the reason you think you are. It obviously was triggering some past pain, but then I was upset about for the whole day. So I went out for coffee in the morning and I lost track of time, and I was a little bit late bringing the truck back home. And as I was coming back in, Ella said something passive aggressive. She was like, I hope you start caring about me at some point. And I was like, I don't want to do this right now. So then I tried to go into my office and start doing some work, but then I just couldn't focus. So then I had to kind of spend the next hour just like being angry and, processing it, doing some writing and doing my forgiveness stuff. And, I got through it. And it's come up for me maybe a couple more times since then, and I've done forgiveness work on it. And that's sometimes some of the hardest stuff for me. Sometimes it's easier when it's really obvious, like that this person has so obviously attacked me. But when it's like something really minor that I seem like really upset about for no reason, like someone didn't get in the elevator and I'm just enraged. Those are some of the hardest times for me because I'm like, this, first of all, I'm really angry. And second, I don't know why, and it doesn't make sense, and I'm embarrassed about it. And so that was my forgiveness in the field.
Woo! Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. Thank you, Nathan. Huge progress, sir.
Laying it all out.
Yeah, Nathan, I've always noticed from the beginning of the time I joined these calls that you're a no bullshit kind of guy, like you've always been like applying it, like you're smart, you're intelligent, and like you notice like from the beginning of this path that you need to apply it, and you started early rather than late.
Thanks, guys. Working on it.
Nice, dude.
What do they say in AA? It works if you work it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's an action program, and I just joined yesterday. I'm quitting alcohol starting yesterday. So.
Oh, well done, sir.
Thank you.
Oh wow! Sorry to provide you with visual
representation
of
that's
it.
Okay. Like I have to get used to that, and especially when someone I look up to drinks, it's like in the past it would trigger me, and I look up to you, Angela, but no, I'm just like everybody can do what they want. It's just I can't control my life with that. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. Big time.
Thank you.
Linda Pettigrew, it's your turn. Let's see here. I got to unmute you, Linda. Okay, you're unmuted, Linda. Oh, I tried to. Hold on. I think you need to unmute yourself. There we go.
All right.
There you go.
I'm trying to well, I have to forgive myself to catch up with technology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, this November 18th, since November 18th, 1993, I'll be clean from cocaine for 25 years.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe it. I've been doing it that long. Even though in late July, I mean, I got picked up for a little shoplifting, but I have diverticulitis, and the thing is, we have to do food shopping and do stuff, and you're not feeling good. I mean, you have to do things. You can't just do nothing, you know? So I do the best I can. So I'm paying a fine on that right now. It's $250. So far, I pay $135. I have $115 left. My family on the East Coast, they're arranging for me to come visit them. I can't wait to go there. So, and this time I have a chance. I can leave Lucy home along with Mark, and Mark can just drop me off at the airport. So it'll cost me like well, usually I go to New York. Maybe it costs me like $300 or $400. I mean, to get a shuttle bus and to put Lucy in the kennel all together. That's a lot of money. I mean, I had like a brand new scooter. I had to sell that just to in 2014 for the kennel and the shuttle bus ride. So man, I'm glad to do this, of course, Miracles book, and I have to forgive myself that I mean, when my diverticulitis, all right, that I get so tired, it's like I just want to just lay on the couch, and my legs are so bad. It's like I have to be very, very careful when I'm walking, and I have to use my cane all the time. And I'm so glad to have Mark. So I mean, so that way, if I go to fall or if I need his help, he'll come right over and help me. So he's like a lived-in nurse. So, and he's a wonderful man. You love him. Oh, he's a genius with anything he reads, honey. Oh, God, I swear maybe he's a human bookworm. So I love him to the moon and back. And I just have to forgive myself, I mean, with trying to lose weight, you know. And I do the best I can. That's all I can do. And that's what I stick with. And I'm in the rooms of AA and NA for almost 25 years. And that helps me out a lot. So and I put that into everything I'm doing. And this morning I went to my TOPS meeting. I lost a little weight, but I mean, still, it's kind of like that where I already gained. So I just play it by ear. And that's all I could do. I just play everything by ear. And I'm glad to be here because I love all you guys.
We love you too, Linda.
Right, Lucy, huh?
We love you too.
My little furry bunny loves her aunts and uncles here.
That's right.
Uncle Jared.
Yeah, we love you too.
Aunt Angela. And Uncle Chris and Uncle Nathan. The shy Uncle Nathan.
Wait, what
now
did
I'm
you
going to
say?
pick on him. Right, Nathan?
She said shy Uncle Nathan.
Aww. Uncle Nathan.
And Lucy, you want to say hello to Uncle Nathan? Here, buddy. Come on. Say hello to everybody. Come on. Oh, all right, Lucy's going to stay over there.
I don't think Uncle Nathan is shy. I don't. He's just multitasking, Uncle Nathan.
He just doesn't want to have his face on videos like all day long like he has to do with his work. That's all. Speaking for you, friends.
So, Chris, how's Canada?
Canada's all right. Thanks for asking.
Hey,
it's getting a little chilly now.
We have a special guest on this call. If you notice, there's a Team DSI. There's a new Team DSI. And there he is.
Hi, Randy.
He's back, folks.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No. I'm
Dad?
a Starbucks doing my every other Friday duty of dropping the grandson off to his daddy. So, yep, I've only been doing it for about 2 years. Good to see everyone. Good to hear your voices. I'm doing good. You know, I have the 3 best children in the world. So.
Oh, Andy.
Yes. How are you?
Oh, it's your daddy, Jared, huh?
I know.
Daddy looks very handsome like you, right, Jared? Right.
Yes.
Yes. But you know, thankful for where I'm at in life right now. Just Viola's no longer suffering, which is, probably the best part of it. The body, her illusionary body is no longer suffering. So, but doing good. I've immersed
She's
myself.
doing great in heaven.
Yeah, immersed myself back into hiking. Doing a lot of hiking now, and just doing, working more into the USANA business. Thankful for Jared. He pretty well took the team over for the last couple months, and the business continued to grow, which I appreciate. So, yeah, but anyway, thank nothing to in the field that I have to be, I'm more thankful for what's in the field right now, especially my little boy. Yes.
Thank you, Dad.
Yay.
Yes.
It's good to see you. We're excited to have you back on the call.
Yeah, really.
It took me a little while to get in. It wouldn't accept me as a robot.
Oh, yeah, it's like click here to show you're not a robot or whatever.
Well, every time I hit that, it would just go blank. But I guess, anyway, I was trying to get in. If I had the meeting ID, I would have been in a little bit sooner. But always good to hear Nathan. Never see Nathan, but always good to hear Nathan.
Sometimes
Good to be
he's
heard.
on, sometimes he shows his face.
Yeah.
It's nice
Good to hear
see
you, Randy.
Yeah, always good to see back with the crew. Now, this course was very big for Viola, so I think that's what helped
Probably
her.
still is.
Oh yeah, definitely, still is. A good point. Very good point. So yeah, it's
Or maybe
just.
she's used. Oh, sorry.
What's that?
I said maybe she's used it as her raft and no longer needs it.
Possibly, yes. Possibly, yep. She was always worried that she had never hit that point where she would be worried about coming back. I said, just never worry about that. Just we have to just go where we are. Go where we are. So,
Well, how can you come back if you were never really here in the first place?
good point.
Nah.
Can't argue with that logic. Well, hopefully I'm not too noisy. I'm not that far from the main street, so it's a lot of cars out there.
No, good noise
No,
cancellation.
Yeah. Yep. But like I say, it's good to see everyone. I'm very thankful for what I have, and we'll continue on.
Awesome. Thank you, Dad.
Welcome.
And any forgiveness in the field?
Oh no. That's
Cool.
all behind. Yeah, that's all behind. Yep.
All righty. Well, love you, Dad. Thanks for being on. Thanks for chiming in here at the end.
Yes.
Making a grand entrance, a surprise entrance.
Yeah. I tried to change the name. I'm on some reason on my phone. I can't change my name.
Huh.
Don't know why. Gives me its other options, but I could have claimed host. Yes.
Well, that's perfect timing, honestly. We got 3 minutes left. Who wants to select the videos for next week?
I'll do it for real this time.
Okay, Angela, yay.
And I'm going to watch all of them.
I will watch all of them, and I'm going to watch the 2 I didn't watch from you, Christian.
Hey, me too.
So what's the policy on repeating videos? Like, if I really want to, like...
Don't do it.
Well, does everyone agree with that?
No, you can do it.
I just
Unanimous.
Try
but
to.
it's
I don't
hard
like
to tell.
try to repeat videos.
I mean, honestly, if we watched one that we already watched, I'm sure we'd get something different out of it anyway,
But
Nope, then you go to hell.
Wait,
it sounds
what
like
did you
you're
say?
inspired to repeat one.
Yeah,
I
you sound
don't
inspired
know.
to repeat one.
I'm not particularly inspired to repeat one. What is happening is that I know, like Nathan said last week, that I should just like go and like sort of watch the beginning of all the videos that are on the list, just so that I don't pick those. I mean, I suppose, yeah, I could do that, but I've also like listened to a number of other videos without knowing whether they were the videos that we've already done before, and then I've like put in my little ACIM channel that I like, that I was talking about, I don't know where, like on one of the threads that we have about like, I should just, you know, click these videos that have meaning for me and then choose from that list that I was like, ooh, yeah, these are really good. And then,
yeah, and like there's some on that list of, they're called like music, may loss, and miracles, I think. And there's like 8 of them. So one, like if we can set aside 2 weeks where we do like the first 4 of them and the second 4.
dude, what was it? Music, may what have?
There's like 8 videos in Ken Wapnick's videos that are called Music, May, Loss, and Miracles, part 1 all the way to part 8. And I was thinking sometime
Music,
we can do
may
like,
loss?
yeah, May loss is like melody almost, or something like music. May.
Oh, okay, like MELOS.
Yeah, so if you pick like the first 4, then Jared will pick the next 4 next week.
Well, that'll be easy for
I mean,
me.
I mean, that sounds like there's no picking then.
I guess, Angela, you don't even need to pick them. Just go
I don't have to
find
do anything. Let's do
Just
music,
throwing it out
miracles,
there.
and
No, you
miracles.
don't have to go by that. We can do it anytime in the future, but it's a good idea.
No, I'm down. Like, I want to hear about music and miracles and stuff. Like, I mean,
Let's do it.
I do music as a job. I'm down with that. Like, that's cool.
Hey, it's your choice. It's your week, Angela. If that's what you decide, then rock and roll.
Let's do music. Let's do it.
Okay.
Thanks for the
Rock and
suggestion,
roll.
Christian.
There's either like 8 or 10 of them, so we'll just do like the first half.
Sounds good.
So, like, first part.
Angela, can you post them after this call or tomorrow or something?
Okay, yeah, I can go look for them.
So, okay, good deal. So we're going to do music, Milos, and miracles.
Rock and roll.
Cool,
Disco.
everything
Starts
heard
at 45.
Classical
and,
music and opera.
All right, so Friday, September 28th is our next
All right.
call. And for those of you on the YouTube, say, well, hello, and join us at Living A Course in Miracles Audiobook Club. Let's go. Okay, everybody, let's end the call by saying good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless. Keep it simple the best you can. That's all you can do.
God bless. Nice singing, nice voice.
I figured I'd add that.